We are going to do a Green Mountain Daniel Boone versus Char Griller 980 Smackdown. I've been cooking on this Green Mountain for 4 or 5 years, and I love it, and it's lit, and it lights every time I push the button. But I've been in search of for a long time, and I'm too lazy for a stick burner, so I decided to try out the Char Griller 980. After a number of ERF codes, I added the LFS mod and the billow system, but right now the Char Griller 980 system still works, and right now we're firing it up with the Char Griller 980 system because it moves more air and comes to the initial heat faster. So I'm gonna get these bad boys loaded up with some food. The first thing is the most obvious thing. By the way, I'm using Lumberjack Premium Blend in the GMG. It makes a lot more smoke throughout the cook than the 980. 980 will kick it up more than that, but not a lot more. The GMG, because it's lighting, and occasionally throughout the cook, will really fire some smoke up. After maybe 10 minutes, the GMG set to 225 says it's up to temperature, and it's just kind of going into hanging out mode like it's done every time. The Char Griller, by the way, this is B&B Lump Charcoal, says it's at 262, and I don't know why that's flashing on the screen, but really inside it's about 192. So I'm just gonna let these soak while we get some meat ready. Lots of meat, you're gonna keep it fairly simple. The chuck roast, which I'm gonna do like a brisket, is gonna get cowlick rub, which I love. Almost everything I cook starts out with a coat of Worcestershire sauce. Don't look at the label when you say it, or Worcester, or Worcestershire, or Worcester, or however you say it. Normally this is what I put on my ribs, Jamaican Firewalk by Dizzy Pig, but my local store has been out of it for weeks. Thank you, supply and demand issues. So I'm gonna try a local rub, the Pegasus rub. This guy locally makes it, so support your local retailers. And then I will probably also put the cowlick on the beef rubs and the beef ribs. The bacon and cheddar brats get nothing. They go on like they are. Here's a quick side note, an important lesson. These are chef store beef ribs, beef spare ribs. This top rib that was on the top of the package looks really nice. So I thought, okay, those will work. Here's the next rib down. It's looking pretty rough. There's almost no meat left between the ribs. The next rib looks like it was attacked and cut with a chainsaw. And the last one looked like Jason and Freddy Krueger went at it on Friday the 13th. So, life lesson. Chef store. We have Green Mountain Grill with Lumberjack Premium Blend pellets versus Char Griller 980 with B&B Lump Charcoal and Post Oak in the hopper. It's smackdown time. We got chuck roast, we got sausage, and we got ribs. We're cooking at 225. We got lots of ribs. We got pork and beef ribs, by the way, chuck roast. We got sausage. This thing has been all over the place with this much meat. Right now I'm using the gravity, and it's not flashing really, but it is on the video. It says it's at 292. There's what the signal says. I had it set at 275, and the signals came up to below 200. So I'm going to switch over to the billows because I want this meat right. To do that, I just turn the Char Griller off, close this hopper, make sure my silicone plug is out, turn off the signals unit, plug the bellows fan, Plug the bellows fan into the Y harness. Like magic. Turn on the signals. It knows the smoker's there now. Go to my channel. So I'm going to change my bellows to 275 because it goes into like a pulse mode when it starts to heat up inside. And I want the temperature up now, and the last 20 degrees can be kind of slow. So I'm going to set that at 275. And when it gets close to temperature, then I'll drop it back down to 225. But it'll get there faster this way. We're cooking. And just to check, the bellows is billowing. First test, here's the sausage. This is the sausage off the Green Mountain. There's the G. Here's the sausage off the Char Griller. There's the C. You can see that the sausage off the Green Mountain is a lot darker. The reason for that is these were on the same amount of time. And when I temp probed this one, it was over 190, and this one was more like 170. So this one was 20 degrees hotter, and they were on the grill the same amount of time. So I can tell definitely that the Green Mountain recovers faster. It has an insulated blanket on it. The lesson here is with the Char Griller especially, get your food on it, leave it alone, let it cook. But we're gonna give it a test and see. We'll start with Mr. Green Mountain. It's good. It's really good. A little bit of smoke, but not much. But it's good. I love those sausages cooked that way. Now the Char Griller, give it a bite. Definitely juicier because I didn't overcook it, and just as good. You can taste a little bit of the charcoal and the smoke. If I hadn't overcooked this one, it'd be about a draw. Maybe a slight edge to the Char Griller. There's just a little more smoke. The good news is we have beef ribs. The bad news is that package of ribs from the chef store was ridiculous. This was the only rack that was actually worth cooking. The rest of them had literally no meat on them, and I tried to eat them and there was nothing to bite. They were soup bones, but we're gonna give these a try and see what's what. The beef ribs are tender and juicy and clean bite and really, really good. I wish I had them to compare, but they're absolutely great. I love beef ribs. Pork ribs are done. This is the Char Griller. This is the Green Mountain. These got a little more done. Smoke ring. This rib is perfect done. This one got a little more done, but still really good. And now I'm gonna taste them. I gotta admit, the Green Mountain rib looks prettier in my opinion, but taste, absolutely beyond any shadow of a doubt, Char Griller. I'm not a big fan of pork ribs. To begin with, I've never really made pork ribs that I've loved on the Green Mountain grill, but these I could eat. These I make for friends. These I could absolutely eat. Hands down, Char Griller wins for same rub, same cook time, same wrapping, same basic treatment. Yeah, these are cooked a little more. The Char Griller are cooked a little more, but the flavor is unquestionably Char Griller for the win. All right, last meat. Separating the men from the boys. This is the Char Griller. This is the Green Mountain. Check out the smoke ring. Both of them have a very nice smoke ring. The Green Mountain is good. It's really good. This is incredible. Absolutely, again, Char Griller, hands down for the W. So there you go. There's the final results of the taste test. It was an overwhelming W for Char Griller. R&S are my mother and father-in-law, and they actually preferred the food off the GMG. Everybody else preferred the Char Griller, and not just by a little bit, but by holy cow, a lot. For the ribs themselves, the rack that was edible, my son and granddaughter tried them and didn't like them at all, so they didn't get a vote, but I liked them. The best part of this whole thing is my wife is a vegetarian. Final thoughts about these guys. Absolutely winner, Char Griller by a mile. Both of them super easy to maintain. Really, it's kind of a push. The Char Griller is a little more fiddly because you have to light the fire and you got to pay attention, but not very much. And once it's going, it's going. If you have the billows signals. The GMG, well, I'll probably never make ribs on it again. I may never cook meat on it again, but I cooked bread the other day on the Char Griller and it was too charcoaly. I would use the GMG for that. It makes great bread. Pizzas, if I had those sausages and I just wanted to fire up some for lunch, I would actually do that. But I'm here to tell you, the food on this boy, it's just better.